And we're back.
Hello again, it's me, Jelox.
And I, Skeeter. So, we left off our conversation earlier about me saying the most games I've played have all been
Sequels?
Not most of them. Like, a lot of them have been remakes, kind of like Donkey Kong Country Returns.
Okay.
What else? Oh, Borderlands 2. I never played the first one.
Okay.
Portal 2, never played the first one. Left 4 Dead 2, never played the first one, but it came.
I see a trend.
It came with the first one. Team Fortress 2, but I don't think anyone played the first one. Well, I think there was
the first one?
Did you ever play Team Fortress 1?
No.
There you go. I mean, I'm sure there are people out there, but the second one, you have to admit, is way better.
So, you pretty much jump into games halfway through the series being done. It's like, technically speaking, I'm guessing you haven't played the Halo games?
Yeah, I've played
Halo 2, but not Halo 1?
No, I've played Halo 1.
Oh! Was it the first one you played, though?
No, the first one I played was Halo 3.
Ah, there we go.
No, I've played... I never played Halo 2, but I've played the first one, the third one, Halo 3 ODST, which I admit wasn't that good, Halo Reach, and I've seen a Let's Play of Halo 4.
What's wrong with Halo ODST?
I just hate prequels.
Prequels?
Well,
what about Halo Reach? That was good, right? I thought it was good.
It was alright, but I'm not a fan of prequels.
Okay. Well, technically, prequels just means a sequel that starts before the actual story.
Yes.
So technically, it still counts in your sequels that you usually play.
Yeah, well, I've seen, like... but the only prequels I've ever liked are the Star Wars ones. I admit, I do like Star Wars Episode 1, 2, and 3. Kill me now. Ooh, I'm such a bad person, because a lot of people don't like the first 3 movies, but...
I have not really ever watched
I think they're
Star
fairly
Wars.
decent. They're the ones I grew up with when I was a kid. I grew up with the first 3 movies. Like, I saw 4, 5, and 6, and then Episode 1 came out when I was, like, 5, right? And I'm like, and I went to go see it, and this is the coolest thing, right? This is awesome.
Wait, was that the first movie you ever saw?
No.
Ah, okay, because for me it was. Star Wars Episode 1 is the first movie I ever saw. I remember going with my mom. She's a huge fan of the Star Wars series. And I'm just there, and I'm going to be honest, I can't even remember. What's Star Wars 1 about?
Star Wars 1 is about the introduction to Anakin.
Oh, and Anakin Skywalker is... Spoiler alert.
He becomes Darth Vader, obviously.
Well, look at that. We've just spoiled the entire world. Watch out, world. Guess what? But you know what really sucks?
What?
For people? Like with movie series, game series, when there's a spoiler that's so commonly known, like example, Darth Vader is Anakin Skywalker.
Or Dumbledore killed Snape.
I hate you so much right now.
Why?
Okay, I didn't even know that. I didn't want to...
You didn't even read the Harry Potter books.
Okay.
Or you probably just watched the movies.
Whatever. Back on topic. What I'm saying is, because of the internet and stuff, everybody knows the major spoilers. Like, Final Fantasy VII. You know Final Fantasy VII? You know what one of the main spoilers and... is like one of the biggest moments of video gaming stories back then was the death of...
I don't know. I never really played the Final Fantasy games. I'm sorry. Was the death of who?
Wait, so you never played Final Fantasy VII? Do you know nothing about Sephiroth and stuff?
Oh, kind of. I don't play enough of the game to know what it's about.
Okay, well, for the majority of you people who are listening right now, you probably know what happens. I'm not going to spoil it just in case, but if you do not know what I'm talking about, do not look up Final Fantasy VII and just play it. Pretty awesome game. It's overrated in its own way, but it's pretty awesome. Don't let yourself get spoiled, and you will get an awesome, awesome moment halfway through the game. I ain't spoiling it. I ain't spoiling it. I'm not a spoiler.
All right, then. Oh, another one would be, a good example of that would be Sheik is a girl.
You mean Sheik is Zelda?
Sheik is Zelda.
That
was one that was way overlooked, where people are like, Sheik is Zelda, but I already knew this. But in theory, when that game came out, it was such a big mind blow, and that people now take it for granted.
Yeah, so when people come to get the game themselves, they're not going to get blown away by it. It's just like, oh yeah, I know it's going to happen. It's cool, but you don't get the big woo of it.
Well, yeah, which kind of makes me feel sad for when I played Portal 2, because before actually playing the game, I watched 2 Let's Plays of it by 2 different people.
That was your own fault. That's your own fault.
And so the big plot twist in that was...
Don't say it, just in case.
No, if the game has been out for a year...
Fine.
You
want to
played
be a spoiler. It. Oh, I actually didn't know what was going to happen. And when it happened, I was like... Holy shit, what? No, you did not just, oh my god. Okay, you may continue.
The thing that we're talking about is Wheatley turning on you and becoming evil and taking over the Aperture facility.
Yeah, basically becoming the main villain of
the
game.
But
I loved Wheatley. What the hell?
I know. He was great, wasn't he? Did you ever watch the little after sequence with him when the credits were done?
Yes.
Where he's floating around in space.
And I'm in space.
And he says, I just like one more last chance just to say sorry. Just for goofing it all up. He feels bad about it in the end.
Oh, bullshit. He'd probably do it all over again.
Well, do you think there'll ever be a third game? I know Valve is tedious for not being able to count to 3.
They can't count to 3.
But in retrospect, I think it'd be...
No. You know what's going to happen?
What?
Portal 2 Episode 2.
Oh, God.
You know.
Episodic gaming is dead. It's DLC is what's new.
Yeah.
Which stands for downloadable content for people who don't know what that stands for.
You know what I hate about that, though?
What?
You have to pay for DLC.
Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. I know Steam is really good for that, whether or not because I've gotten, the Portal 2 co-op maps you and I have played?
Oh, yeah? Those are free, so that's because it's community-based.
But there were like 5 more. There was 5 more that we did near the end.
Oh, yeah?
That was DLC.
Yeah, I remember that. But again, that was community-based. That's not official DLC. Like most games that are on Xbox are connected to the internet.
I've ever bought so far is the Necromancer character for Borderlands 2.
And that costs money, of course?
It only costs $6, which isn't bad.
I'm broke, so $6 is still a lot for me. Mm-hmm. Like, I just need 20, and that's a ridiculous amount. Like,
yeah, but the other thing
I think you're a millionaire if you have $20. Shut up. Shut up.
You're how old and you don't have a job?
Hey, don't reveal age on the internet. It's not nice. Bad people might decide to get me, and in the darkness,
Yeah, exactly.
Listen to my innocent voice. You don't want to do bad things to me, do you? You terrible, terrible man.
Stop it. You're just making things worse for you.
Okay, sorry,
I think after a certain age limit, they don't even bother with you. Have you ever had that kind of experience? By the way, I don't know anyone who's actually had, like, when you're a kid, they're like, watch out for online predators and stuff. But I've never actually dealt with that. Have you? Or do you know anyone who has?
Nope, not whatsoever. Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know anyone like that.
Neither do I. Isn't that weird? Like, you only hear about that stuff on TV, and
maybe we just live under a rock for our own social lives. We really don't know.
And they hype it's all the rave about it when the internet was first coming out. Well, it came out before. What year did the internet come out?
Heck should I know?
Let's Google search that real quick, so I'm not talking out of my ass.
Oh, God. Wait for a small infomercial. Do, 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 do. Do 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 do. All
right.
Do. You better hurry up, man. I'm bleeding their ears out. Do. Oh, here we go. What year did the internet go public? Wait,
well, because it was first. It was first used for military purposes.
Oh wow. Well, internet isn't that fancy. Hardware before 1960, hardware 1960s to present, and
commercialized in 1995.
So that's the year we were born.
Exactly.
Oh, I just revealed our age. Shit.
Oh, well. That's fine. That's fine. So, okay, so it was commercialized in the year 1995. So you and I grew up with the internet.
Okay.
From birth. Now, and I remember back when I was first starting in school, it was all the rave where people were like, hey, did you hear this thing? It's called the internet. I mean, it's really useful.
Cool.
And I was like 4, I'm like, oh, hey, you can use MS Paint. Childhood on the computer. MS Paint.
Wait, but 1995, the internet's like that young? Like,
Yes.
I thought it was older. Wow. You learn something new every day?
The internet was commercialized in 1995, but it was first used for military purposes
but
only.
like, I'm talking like, it's only been public for so long. It's as old as us. We are as old as the internet. We're like siblings, twin siblings with it. I bet I'm... Wait, hold on. Did it say a specific date? No. I need to see this. Ah, shit. 1995.
It just says commercialized in the 1995. Besides, I'm not really sure if Wikipedia can even be a trusted source of information.
Whatever. All right. So I'll stick with that.
Okay. So point is, when I was a kid, it was all the rave, and they're like, you got it. If you're ever gonna go on the internet, watch out for online predators.
Oh,
and stuff.
right.
And like, I never really went on anything that could even contain that. Did you? I mean, like
no.
Because I was a big fan of Legos when I was a kid. I would go on the Lego website all the time, but that was about it. And Paint.
All I ever did was the internet was looking up video games. That's all I ever did.
When you were a kid?
Yep.
Really?
Yep. That's all I really did. Right now, internet is basically basically my stop point for communication. That's what internet is. I don't use Facebook to be all silly and like post pictures of me with the duck face and everything. No, that's not what I do. First off, I'm a guy, so that's kind of first point.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I don't know.
Okay, point is, internet is based for communication and getting information. And in getting information, I mean watching anime. Yes.
Yes. Well, I was gonna ask you, what was your first video game?
That takes me way back. I think I was about 7 years old, and for my birthday, I had 2 friends over, Michael and Christian. And what was it? Let me think. I know my mom got me a Game Boy, and it
Game Boy
was no Game Boy Advance.
Oh.
Well, actually, the first game I ever got were 2 games. I got Super Mario World 2 and Golden Sun, which introduced me to my addiction to RPG games and their incredible stories.
Alrighty then. I'm sad to say that I didn't see. I'm glad that I decided to stick with Nintendo because I knew there were better games out there. Because my first game was a Harry Potter game based off the first movie.
Movie licensed games. Oh God.
I mean, the game itself was okay, but you would reach a certain point where you would get to, you know how like the Gryffindor house.
Yeah.
You were supposed to go in it at one point, and then from that point on, you were supposed to go somewhere else, but the game never really specified where and how to get there.
Yeah.
So I was kind of stuck.
Well, that's another lesson for the day. Movie licensed games, you just can't pull them off right, can you?
No, you cannot.
But sometimes they do. Sometimes they do. I can't name them here, but sometimes they do. I think we've talked about a lot of stuff at this point, huh?
I was trying to think of another movie license game. But yeah, I guess we have. What do you say? We want to record another 15 minutes? Or is that...
Another 15 minutes.
15? Or we can... That about does it for today.
I think that about does it for now. I think we've done our part 1 and part 2. I think the sequel was so much better. We have pulled off a video game sequel these podcasts.
Yeah. All right, well, this is Skeeter.
And Jelox.
Signing out, and thank you for watching. Well, technically listening. And hope you all have a good one. Until next time.
Till next time, peoples.
Bye.
Pie.